What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to Redemption with Jaden. We are back with some Lackey Grand Prix gameplay, and this will be round 3. I typically get those mixed up, and it's even more difficult because I'm also playing in the Zoom tournament right now, but I'm pretty sure that we're in round 3, and I'm going to be playing my round 4 game tomorrow night, which is actually tonight for those of you who are watching this on the day of release. So anyways... that is, I'm pretty sure, where we're at in this 6-round Lackey Grand Prix with a top 8 cut. If you have not been paying attention, or if you're not even in the Grand Prix and you don't really have a need to pay attention, is going to be a top 8 cut this time around instead of a top 4. That was something that the hosts determined as they were looking at the basically the way that you would have to play in order to get into the top 4. I don't know, it's just like with 34 people in the tournament, just kind of made sense to open it up to have a little bit of a bigger top cut, and so that I don't really have any problem with that. I don't think I'm going to make it in either way, the way that this Grand Prix is going so far. Not to hint at anything that's going to happen in this game that's already been played. Not at all. There may have been some struggles, but it was actually a good game. So I'm glad to be able to show it to you guys. You can see some of my mistakes, misplays, and also see this deck in action, which I think is interesting. I think it's a deck that it could use a little refining, definitely some practice in how to play it well, and timing things right, and also just kind of getting some of the working out some of the kinks, I guess, with the actual build itself. It is a Nazareth build, which I had one out a few weeks ago, or maybe a couple months ago, I guess at this point, month and a half maybe. But that was a similar offense where I had Angels in here, and but I had a few other kind of random things going on. Not necessarily random, but like I had Cloud Moses in here. I was trying to get him set up with Nazareth and kind of have that be the a hard lock, or trying to lock things down a little bit with Nazareth. I think I also had the cross in there, and then with Moses to negate the territory class enhancements and just basically make it really hard for them to deal with Nazareth. And I kind of just skipped over the weird stuff. So no Simon of Siren in here, no Moses. So I'm not like trying to turbo things or like the other counters out quite as much, but I do still want to get Nazareth as early as possible and try to establish a lock and just kind of do a beatdown with the Angels. And then I borrowed the defense from the game the week before, I believe, where I had a Musicians and Thieves defense, and I actually those two decks, or the decks that I used from those 2 weeks, are kind of what inspired me to build the Type 2 deck that I used at the Kentucky State Tournament. So if you watched the Kentucky State Tournament recap video, you saw that I used a Type 2 version of this deck, where it was an Angels offense, where I'm just trying to set up Nazareth as early as possible, and then a Thieves defense, where I'm really trying to punish my opponent for not having access to as many of their resources as they would like, kind of taking away what they do have through cards like Condemned Thief to negate things, plunder, or to take things, plunders to prevent and take. The Thief can even take some stuff by just chewing up your Heavenly Host tokens and turning those into your opponent's cards, and then just other things that thieves do. Banking on the Highwayman, Sapphira, Egyptian Rebel synergy, where you just get a big band that cannot be negated, and then you're negating enhancements, and then stuff like the Cross and Colosseum up to restrict your opponent's capabilities even further. And adding to this, I won't go into too much detail with the deck, because that's pretty much it. Like, that's the goal, is get the Nazareth set up, get the Thieves cooking, and try to stuff like the Cross to stop their dominant interaction, Judas to stop their drawing. Not necessarily stop, but slow it down. I you're probably not going to want to draw through Judas in most cases, maybe like a Matthew draw or something, but really only if you're desperate. And so Judas plus Cross or plus Nazareth is a pretty solid lock on things, especially if you got Resurrection Revealer to negate their neutral cards. But the one, I mean, I guess not the only addition, but one of the main additions, I think, from recent cards that this deck benefits from that I didn't have in the Type 2 version yet, but I think it goes in there, assuming I keep that Type 2 deck together. It's actually sitting right here in front of me, so I still have it built, but I haven't had too many opportunities to use it recently. But anyways, Ark of the Covenant, I think, is a good addition to this deck. It restricts evil dominance, which is the primary way that people are going to be dealing with Nazareth, so Shipwreck and Three Woes. If I can put up Ark of the Covenant to turn off my opponent's evil dominance, you can see I've got pretty much all good dominance here. Of course, Crowd's Choice and Three Woes can be used as evil, and sometimes they will be, but if I have Ark of the Covenant up, I'm pretty much fine with leaving that active all game, pretty much as long as I'm able to, or as long as I don't need Great White Throne or New Covenant, which both are less effective. With Nazareth out, Great White Throne still has some utility with the discarding evil card in territory for against Choose the Blocker stuff. That kind of came up in Discord and would have been nice in my game against Dave. My game against it was Dave. Yeah, I was getting my Smiths mixed up against Dave last week when he was doing the Choose the Blocker stuff with the Fools. And so, Great White Throne can be good for that. But, obviously the main part is searching for heroes, and Nazareth turns that off. So if I don't have either of these, or if I have Nazareth up, I'm probably not going to use either of these. Probably going to want either Ark of the Covenant or the Cross active, or both, because Golgotha allows me to do that. So it really just adds another layer of protection for Nazareth. And because I don't have Moses, I decided to kind of compensate for that with Salty in here. I'm still not 100% on it, because I do want to be able to play my Wages and Annunciation. Probably not Faith Unbowed in this particular version, because I don't have a Daniel version of Michael. I have the Revelation version, which actually works well with Ark of the Covenant, or at least it can work well with Ark of the Covenant. Same with Strong Angel. That's kind of why I wanted to keep Strong Angel in here. And he just works well with Colosseum and the Cross. But I don't know. The deck is currently at 53 cards, so maybe Strong Angel gets cut. Maybe that's one of the 3 cards. But anyways, Ark of the Covenant has some utility outside of just restricting the dominance, which is nice. And of course, the New Glory of the Lord is another way to capitalize on that, get some value with Ark of the Covenant. It's my only temple artifact in the deck, so if you're doing your other artifact stuff, your opponent's waiting to drop their 3 Woes on your Nazareth until you've already attacked and they're ready to block or something like that, then or maybe they've already blocked and they're just asking for dominant initiative to play Christian Martyr or something like that. You can play Glory of the Lord, activate Ark of the Covenant to stop them from getting their Dom block, and then stop them from playing enhancements with Glory of the Lord. Things like that, especially in a deck with 12 12s, 12 8, got a 11 10 and a 12 12 in reserve. So we've got lots of big numbered characters, so Glory of the Lord I think just fits in pretty well. And also some banding with Expatriator and Gabriel here. So Glory of the Lord I think is a shoe-in for this deck, and it's cool that it works with Ark of the Covenant, because you can just deny your opponent's dominant initiative if they're wanting to play an evil dominant on your turn. As far as the rest of the Lost Souls, I talked about Salty, but I kind of just went with a mostly New Testament package because I wanted all of my souls to work through Nazareth. I'm not sure if that's entirely not optimistic. What's the word I'm looking for? Not entirely like efficient, ideal. What's the man? All right. Anyways, it's not entirely the right call, but I think that is it works well for like if I am consistent in getting Nazareth out right away, then having stuff like Lawless that works through Nazareth and Imitate to keep on getting resources, and then Defiled works through Nazareth, and so I think that all of these are probably the best like non-searching Lost Souls, at least New Testament Lost Souls, and I wanted the New Testament Unity for Defiled. Not sure if that was if that's necessarily the way to go with this deck, but cards like Dull and Darkness, they're all good, but not like absolutely necessary. And then I also didn't include Hopper because I don't want it to get negated into my territory and turn off my Unity. I'm not sure if that's necessarily the right call either, but yeah, I think as far as consistency, we're actually pretty okay on getting Nazareth on turn one. Like it could definitely be a lot better. If I wanted it to be much better, I would probably have Angelic Guidance in the main deck, but things like Salty preventing it at the wrong time, or just drawing it into, or while I have Nazareth, like once I have Nazareth down, it's a dead card, whereas something like the Annunciation, it searches, but I can use it in battle to negate cards. It's pretty sweet on Michael, negate your opponent's cards, but then your enhancements are still CBN. So that's kind of the goal, is to make sure that all of the cards in the deck are at least useful with Nazareth out. New Covenant is maybe an exception. I guess it could be useful with Nazareth out if I just attack with Judas or Simon Peter and have an opportunity to use it, or if I'm banning to one of my opponent's purple characters with Gabriel or something, then there is that option. But mostly it's going to be in here to deal with my opponent's answers to Nazareth. So if they do manage to get a 3 woes down, if I don't have Arc or Cross, then New Covenant can go to reserve for his sacrifice. Set that up for next turn at least. It's a little bit slow, and I feel like I might be better off trying to squeeze Book of the Covenant in here, but having Book of the Covenant with Nazareth also feels a little bad. So you're not able to go to reserve to search as much, but between I Am Redemption and his sacrifice, it does feel like it would fit well, but it doesn't give the same like turn one consistency as New Covenant does. So it's on the consideration. It was one of the last few cards that were cut. Maybe if I went up to 57, then it would make its way back in. I'd probably add a little bit more defense too, though. Add 1 or 2 cards, however much space I'd have. Obviously, I would have to be adding a Dominant and a Lost Soul. Maybe that would be the way to go. Like if I was playing this in a competitive like tournament environment, I would probably play 57 over 53, but ideally I get it down to 50 and we're just more consistent. But I think this style of deck could be, I can see an argument for playing 57 there. If I just add maybe 1 or 2 like consistency pieces to get it to 57, and then to raise the Nazareth consistency. But pretty much I'm just going to be going for anyway to the Resurrection, and then playing that to grab Peter, ban Peter into battle, and grab Bethlehem Stabler Chamber, and then Peter will grab Nazareth and put it in play. So that's kind of the goal. It worked quite well in the Type 2 version that I mentioned from Kentucky State. The Type 1 version, I think, has to play a little bit differently, and I haven't quite nailed that down yet. I think in Type 2 you have a little more time, and you have you can have a little bit more control over Nazareth, and like I can include a few more cards that help me work around it. Whereas in Type 1, you're really just trying to get it out there as soon as humanly possible. And like it's still just kind of, I don't know. I think it's harder to recover if your opponent does have an answer. Like it's not as, I guess it's more likely that your opponent's going to have an answer. There are, half as many cards to go through to find a 3 woes. That's in every deck between, from a Type 2 version to a Type 1 version. And so I think people are going to have more answers, or I guess the ratio of answers is going to be higher, I guess, in a Type 1 deck versus a Type 2. Type 2, you're able to establish a little bit more of a lock, so I think the deck does have to play a little bit differently. And so that's something that I'll want to kind of work on through testing. But this game definitely showed some of the gaps, I guess, or in the deck a little bit, and definitely in the play. I could have been a little more in tune, I guess, or a little more ready for using a Nazareth deck. I think it takes some getting used to. Just like, okay, I need to do the searching now while Nazareth is negated so that I can, get set up for later, things like that, where you're just kind of monitoring when Nazareth is on and off. And really this whole game had a lot of like board state effects or like global effects going on, that were kind of, okay, is this turned on? Does that mean, or that means that's turned off, and that means that this is working right now? And there's just a lot of mental gymnastics that had to go on, which is common for Redemption these days, but in this game was particularly hoopy, lots of hoops to jump through, I guess. One of the main things that I realized during the game that this deck could probably fix was that once I get Peter down, he's probably going to be staying in play for most of the game. Like, I could bounce him with Hypocrisy at some point, and then try to discard him in my discard phase or something, or just hang on to him. But mostly he's just going to be sitting there for the rest of the game. I'm not planning to attack with him. He could be a good choose the rescuer option for my opponents, so I gotta be careful with that. And so maybe doing the bounce with Hypocrisy is the best thing anyway. But either way, it makes Simon the Magician a little bit awkward in the reserve when the goal is really to have Peter most of the time. Could also be an argument for having 4 Jack McCoy in here. That's something that I believe was just a kind of late cut, trying to get it down a little bit. But yeah, anyways, that's something that doesn't work quite as well, as much as I really want to have Simon the Magician in here, just because having CBN options through Coliseum and the Cross is pretty good. Or especially if you can go to like Dragon's Wrath off of Wages or something, then that seems good. But the Peter part makes him a little less whelming, a little underwhelming. So anyways, that is something that should probably be fixed, or maybe just have a few more options for that. I don't know. I suppose like you could just discard Peter to the Thief at some point. Maybe that's the best option. But anyways, that is pretty much the deck. I think that's all we really need to discuss on that. As far as my opponent, I kind of talked about the game a little bit, but I'll be playing against Matt, and his Discord username is Royric, which we hadn't played before. This was our first time, and so I was excited to see what he was using, and his experience with the game, experience level with the game. Sounds like he had played previously, but just kind of recently got back into things. So I was glad to have an opportunity to play and to see what he had going on. He was actually playing a Daniel Demons deck similar to my Nationals deck from last year, so it was an honor to be able to play and maybe lose against that. I think most of you probably already have seen the score on Discord and all that, so generally how things shook out, but definitely an interesting game and lots of interesting decisions that had to be made. So yeah, good one to watch, I think, and hopefully you guys enjoy that. Before we get into that, of course, we're going to talk about our sponsors over at Your Turn Games, which of course I had queued up and ready to go as always, because I'm super on top of things all the time. And what I'm going to highlight today with Your Turn Games, the sponsor of this channel, are the pre-orders. Last option in this by Redemption CCG, which currently there's nothing there. Sorry, there are no products in this collection, but it is important for you to know before it happens, I guess, that this is an option with with Your Turn Games is that they typically have pre-orders for new sets that are coming out, and if you were paying attention to the Discord, the set name was released in the spoilers channel. It was actually kind of spoiled by Rob Anderson himself, which was really cool. It's actually been up on the Cactus Game Design website for a while, kind of hidden in plain sight, I guess. And it's something that no one had noticed up until it was kind of made more obvious today, which is exciting. But it was something that I definitely hadn't noticed, but also I'd already known because I've been doing some of the playtesting. But anyway, if you don't want that to be spoiled, mute the video now, because I'm about to tell you that the name of the set is Israel's Inheritance. So it's going to be, I'll let you kind of fill in the gaps of what that could mean, but it's kind of following in the pattern here of Israel's deliverance, Israel's rebellion, now Israel's inheritance. So kind of, if you've read your Bible, you kind of know the general era that we're talking about, some of the themes that could be there. If you're listening to the podcast, they were talking about some of the themes on there after the Mr. Classic kind of recap episode, because there was some playtesting going on there. So this is it's exciting news for everyone. But Your Turn Games, once we get closer to the release of the set, you'll be able to go here, send in your pre-orders for Israel's Inheritance, so that you will be able to get that as soon as it's available, as soon as Andy has it in stock, and you'll be kind of first in line to make sure that you get yours, because who knows how much there's going to be available right away. Sometimes there are issues with the shipping, or whatever, where some of there have to be phases in order for all of it to be released, and maybe there will just be a whole bunch of people who want to order some. It's going to be a cool set, I know that much for sure. So you're going to want to be ready to do some clicking on Your Turn Games for some pre-orders once that is available. I don't know when that's going to be exactly, but I imagine sometime this summer, because the plan, I believe, is for the set to be released at Nationals. So that's it seems to be what we're hearing here. So anyways, with that, just wanted to make sure that you guys know Your Turn Games supports pre-orders, and they also support this channel. So thank you for watching, and we'll go ahead and get into the game. All right. And I rolled a 6. Cool. Well, I will... All right, I did not draw any Lost Souls.
Neither did I.
Oh. I guess I will choose to go first.
I have no stars either.
Yep, I will not use any stars. All right, exciting start here. Yeah, I guess I'll just go ahead and start us off then. Mm-hmm. Put down a Chamber of Angels, Bethlehem Stable, and yeah, why not? I will make a battle challenge with Angel of Warning, and I will play a no, actually, I'll look at your hand.
All right.
See what you got going on. All right.
I'm interested to see how much of a mirror match this is.
You've got the Chamber and the Heavenly Host, Cross Golgotha. All right. Okay, I will. Yeah, that's it there. So, would you like to block?
No.
All right. I will put down Peter, and I will. Yeah, let's just be aggressive and do it now. I'm gonna play the Resurrection. And I'm going to go grab Nazareth and Resurrection Revealer.
Before you get Mayhem next turn.
Yeah. Figured I'd get it out of the way. And then I'm going to pass turn.
Alright.
Also, just figure I should try to negate your neutrals before you draw a Lost Soul that gives me Lost Souls.
Okay. Got the... I will go...
I've got Nazareth. So.
Oh, wait. What does that do in this situation? Deck. Oh, all decks?
Yeah.
Oh. I've not experienced that before. That's irritating. Decks discard. Okay. That doesn't stop Mayhem, but it stops direct searches.
Correct. Yep.
Okay. Drop host. I will do the thing.
Yep.
I'll leave one in there.
We'll ask for Dominish.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to play Son of God to rescue your humble.
Sure. And Nazareth stops even Dominus from searching as well?
Correct. Yep.
Okay. Well, I'll still get value. I will drop the permanents that I do have. I will Mayhem.
Yep. Seems reasonable. Alright, shuffle my 2, draw my 6.
And for you.
I've got my Res Revealer, right? I don't think anything's stopping that. You're getting your neutral cards.
I don't think so. Oh, does that stop Hopper from hopping?
Yep.
I see.
And I did not draw any Lost Souls, unfortunately. Well, fortunately for me. Unfortunately for you.
Yeah. Dan, or Michael. I will. I am content to star for 5.
That seems pretty good.
I will. And your Res Reveal and 80 neutral cards will stop all artifacts and curses?
Right, yep.
I see. I don't know if I have to ask to play Dominant, but I'm going to anyway.
On your turn, you can play them as long as I'm not resolving an ability or you've already passed Dominant Initiative.
Great. I will woes the Res Revealer.
Sure.
Because that's irritating. I will activate Fusion of Mind.
Okay.
Would you like to discard for it?
I will not.
You can't because of protection.
Yep. Yeah. So notably, Confusion of Mind cannot be negated, so that still would have worked through Resurrection.
Oh, would it?
Dealer.
That's good to know in the future.
Yeah. I guess I should have mentioned that when you said all artifacts and curses.
I still can't search though.
I mean, I guess if you wanted, like, since you didn't realize that and nothing has really happened, I would be fine if you would like to
if you want to let me do
your
that,
Nazareth or something.
Can I was a Nazareth? Because I thought it was neutral.
Nope, it's a good fortress.
Oh, different alignment. I would really appreciate that. If you're
fine.
cool with that.
Yep. Not
You already did it for me.
not like we're playing for anything too serious here.
Okay. That being the case, now I can. What do I want in this scenario? I will buckler.
Mm-hmm.
I will fetch Daniel. I will.
Let's see. Needs to be a good warrior, right?
Oh, you're right. There are steps to this. I will get. He'll be back. Daniel's guardian.
Right. Yep. There we go.
I have that just formula in my head, but I'm like, of course, it touches Daniel.
Skipping a step.
Yeah. I will. What do I want in this scenario? I will crowd's choice.
All right. So we're up to 5 dominance this turn.
Yeah. Before I flip on the cross that's up there.
Sure. Yep.
You know what it is. Oh, I put the wrong prosperity in here. It's not the soul; it's the enhancement.
Oh no.
We'll run it as though it's the other.
Yep. That's fine.
Not a lot.
At least it's a card on the old card face, so it's wouldn't even confuse it with other things.
I will go ahead and use this to get stable for further protection.
Okay.
And then I will activate my cross.
Seems pretty good.
And then I will go with Daniel's guardian, who will go, and before I shuffle my deck, he'll just pop out here. I'll throw him in there. Then I'll hide and shuffle. And he will band to Michael. I guess you have no souls. This is, well, at least I'm getting Daniel.
Yep. All right, and you are negating my evil characters, so I don't think there's a reason for me to do anything here. So I will decline.
All right. And I believe that is my turn.
That's it. That's all you're gonna do.
Yeah, that's it. Sorry, I know it went real fast.
All right. Well, I can't play this, but I did draw it, so I can use the star ability. I will draw up to 1. I've got 1 nativity hero.
That's something.
Oh, and of course, it's a lost soul. You are not negating my neutrals, I believe. Correct? Yeah.
No.
All right. So I will lawless myself. Try to get some more lost souls out here for you.
I appreciate that.
Did not find any.
Did find a wages though.
I will. There's a wages. Not quite as good with your chamber out. I think I'm gonna go with Highwayman. And okay, negating my heroes, restricting dominance. Hands protected, negating my evil stuff. So much to pay attention to here.
Plus star on searches.
Right, yep. That's right, yeah, because I guess I can search since my Nazareth is negated.
You can if you want. Yeah.
I will put down an artifact. Let's put down... Well, actually, let's just do this. I'm gonna occupy my chamber with Angel of Warnings to negate your fallen star.
Well, that, or I guess Dogs can't, or CBN, so you can't. That won't stop a woes, right?
Right. Yep. Yeah. Woes is still working. Let's see. Oh, I suppose I could have used my stable because I was thinking that I wasn't gonna be able to search, but I guess I could have missed that trigger. I will.
Yeah, I guess stable protects you from discarding the star, anyways.
Oh, sure. Yeah, protects from the inner deck. Yep. Well, still useful to negate your evil stuff. Trying to decide if I need to, or if it's worth committing to that. I don't think so. I'm just going to go to... might as well. I'm going to activate the Great White Throne. I don't have any evil cards to banish.
Shame.
Yeah, a little unfortunate, but I will then go to battle and attack with the Legion of Angels.
Who is still negated by confusion.
Right, yep. Just a big, beefy 12/12.
Just a large man. Well, Prince is still protected from lone heroes, so I'll just drop him in here.
Sure.
I can bounce a character in a territory. I won't bother.
All right. So it is stalemate. I will play Faith Unbowed to interrupt Prince and withdraw him.
And there's nothing I can do about that one, right?
You get special initiative, so if you have a way to negate it, then you are welcome to do so.
I will do that.
That seems good. This Faith Unbowed gets discarded. And you can go get something if you like.
I will. Is it a public information what I fetch or no?
Yes, you do show what you search for.
Okay. I will nab Gates.
So you just... It only searches for...
Oh, Curse the Red Dragon. I always forget what I can and can't get from things. It was like evil card, curse. No, I get blindness.
Okay, yep. That one is good. Okay, so you are now 14/14, bigger than my 12/12, so I will let my Legion of Angels go to chamber.
All right.
And then I will pass the turn.
Oh, very good. Well, you have a soul now.
I do.
We'll just,
Come on in.
out here with the boys.
Okay.
I actually have upkeep triggers. I forgot about. I have Bethlehem Stable. Real quick.
Sure. Yep.
We'll get Gabriel. And we will still just attack with the boys.
What did you get with stable?
Gabriel.
Oh, okay. Neat. All right. So you're negating stuff, tossing stuff. I will block with the Highwayman, and I will draw 3. Number of your good brigades, yeah. Just 3.
He's CBN, I see.
All right, here they come. Got a humble, a crowds. All right, then I can ban to an empty Crimson Human. Humble's almost good there, but not quite. So yeah, I will pass on the band.
All right.
My initiative.
Sure looks like it.
All right. Let's do Dissension in Antioch. I will withdraw Mike and Dan.
Oh,
Just withdraw tribal over here.
I see. And it's CBP, but not CBN.
Right, yep. So you can use special initiative.
So I will use Angel Chariots.
Okay. Okay. So my initiative then?
Yeah.
Alright. I will play Pilfer. Because I only have 7 cards in hand, you have 9. My humble makes it CBP. So I will negate your Angel Chariots to draw 1.
Does that undraw my cards?
Yep. And then it puts you back in special initiative before I do anything else with it.
Okay. And then if I negate that, because now you don't have, I don't have hand advantage anymore, then I get the cards back.
So you have to negate Dissension and Antioch again, because that's turning back on to withdraw your
I
duels.
see. I will use Expelled from Heaven.
All right, so now you're negating and banishing Dissension.
Yes.
Okay, and then Pilfer finishes, resolving here, so I can draw one, and then take your Angel Chariots, which I will do. And yeah, all right, I will. This is getting a little messy. I'm going to interrupt the battle, so I'll interrupt your Expelled from Heaven.
Okay.
So that brings back my Dissension in Antioch. And then, so now you're being back to withdrawn.
I'll play Daniel's Prayer to negate and
Oh my
discard.
gosh. Okay. So that's discarded now. And then Hurling Insults finishes, and your Expelled from Heaven is underdecked.
Okay.
So it's a little unfortunate.
I can appreciate some free recursion.
What's that?
I said I can appreciate some free recursion.
Yeah, right. It's not ideal. All right. So back to my initiative then.
Yeah.
I will play Hypocrisy. I will bounce Daniel, Michael, and my Resurrection Revealer. And I guess all your Heavenly Host tokens, just for good measure.
Just for good measure. Well, I'm out of ammo.
Yes.
So that happens. Hopefully you are now too.
That was a lot. All right. That was a good battle. I like those. And you can, if you want to save your tokens, you can instead them to chamber.
But... Oh, I can, even though they're tokens?
Yep.
Okay. I will do that.
Yeah, because the instead happens before they're removed from play.
And am I able to throw the host in and out of the chamber after combat, or would that only ever happen before?
Only before it's in your prep phase.
Cool. Then I believe... yeah, that'll be one turn.
All right. Draw 3. All right, I'm not going to miss my upkeep trigger this time. Bethlehem Stable. Take a good nativity card. Guess we'll do Angelic Guidance. Yeah. And then that's it for upkeep. We'll go to my prep phase. Going to...
So does the card not have to say nativity on it to be a nativity card?
So the nativity identifier is based on the reference. This card is old enough to where doesn't have the nativity identifier because that wasn't a thing at that point. But it's I think the reference is like Matthew 2, or it's like all of chapter Matthew 2.
All right.
Or Matthew chapter 2. Said that weird. Yeah, I mean, I shouldn't. No, I'm just second guessing myself. I just want to.
We'll roll it. That sounds right.
Yeah. Okay. Have a reference from chapter 1, verses 18 to 22, or chapter 2 of the book of Matthew, and then also chapter 1 or 2 of Luke. Okay.
Cool.
Let's see. Your hand is protected, but I can still do some searching. Yeah, let's go and do that. So I'll play Angelic Guidance, and I will go look for a silver card. find something to get me rolling here. Yeah, let's do Gabriel. He's pretty cool.
That's what I'm saying.
Then I'm gonna put down Coliseum. Toss all your CBN stuff. Not that you're probably running much, but I guess Cross is already doing all that.
Yeah, Cross is already doing that.
Got it covered. All right, and then activate New Covenant. Go to my reserve for his sacrifice. Which unfortunately I cannot activate quite yet. But then I will go to battle. Let's attack with Gabriel. Negate an evil card. Let's negate your... the Thief, I guess, is the only one that really does anything. Or does something that can be negated. And then
yeah.
I will go grab a Silver Gospel card from my deck. Yeah, let's do Expelled from Heaven.
All right. I will Messenger of Satan. Band to your Highwayman.
So did you want to do the draw Messenger first?
I will. X could create so 2, actually. Wish there was an option to draw from the bottom of the deck instead of dragging from. But it is what it is. There's a soul. And so the soul, the draw from the soul comes from the top or from the bottom also?
From the bottom.
Okay. Cool.
Complacent, no.
And do I get to do the ability of your Highwayman as well?
Yep.
So I will draw. Well, you actually have a lot. That doesn't say battle. It says total.
Yep. So yeah, it'll just be 3.
The flip side of Simon Peter doesn't.
Right. Yeah. It's only whichever side is currently active.
I will happily draw 3. There's another soul, which is negated, I believe. You're still negating neutrals.
Nope. No. That works.
No. I will. So I'll replace it. I will grumble. I will under deck. Okay.
And that it then with the Highwayman?
Yes.
Okay. I will. Let's see. What are your numbers here? 9, 8. So stalemate.
Yes.
Sure. Let's play this Angel Chariots that you so graciously lent to me, and I will negate your Messenger. So the 2 cards off Messenger go back, except for the Lost Soul. That stays.
Unless I negate this here, so we don't have to go through all that work.
Yes, I guess technically I do draw my 2 before you negate it. So, and you can play a negate as long as it doesn't negate, or as long as it's not one of the ones you drew off of Messenger, I guess.
Yeah.
So I'll draw 2 here, and then and then it's your initiative.
I can use Sin and Blasphemy, go to reserve, and get a negate.
Okay, so that'll put my 2 back, and Highwayman back in battle temporarily.
I will use Deafening Spirit to do that.
Okay.
And then we each can draw one from the bottom.
All right. So you're negating and discarding Angel Chariots, or let's see. I guess you could. Yeah, if it is enhancement, discard it. Okay. So I'll go to your discard. I cannot draw one because of my Bethlehem stable.
And character. I see it's a May.
You will or you will not?
I will.
Okay. Yeah. I didn't really want to use this yet, but I feel like I should. No, let's just do it this way. I will play Expelled from Heaven. Going to negate and banish. I'm going to negate and banish your 3 woes.
Interesting.
And I will get to draw 2. And it makes me a 6/15, which I believe, let's see, you've got lots of toughness and 9.
11.
Oh, you do have
The
only 11 strength. All right, so I guess it is stalemate. So your initiative.
Okay. And in a stalemate, we both die and you get the soul?
No, in a stalemate, we both go back and I do not get the soul.
I'm okay with that.
Yep, I guess I'll be alright with that too.
So I'll pass.
Okay, I'll pass. I got rid of your woes, kept my highwayman alive. I feel like that was a reasonable success. Let's do... I guess I'll put Resurrection Revealer back down. And... put down Sapphira and the Thief. And I'll pass.
All right. We'll... Hand limit is what again?
16.
Okay.
Yep, so close.
I will. Interestingly enough. Well, first of all, I will drop Res Revealer.
Sure.
And just the boys.
Here they come.
I will throw down Accumulator, and I will accumulate.
It's not negated by Chamber, I think, right?
Chamber negates opponent. Oh, you have a chamber as well, you're right. So I can't accumulate. We'll accumulate some other time. In this scenario, I will deactivate Cross. Son of God. You're humble.
Okay.
Second coming. Son of God. You're, I don't know what they call this golden one.
Crowds. Actually, my Nazareth is back on, right? So you can hang on to your second coming, but you wouldn't be able to search with it.
Oh. Is he? Nazareth is strong.
Yeah.
Just that for now, then, it would seem. I will attack with the boys, probably. I can stack everybody in this scenario.
Alright, so protecting lost souls, preventing the next enhancement, getting evil characters, and tossing stuff.
And draw one from each deck.
Sure, yep.
And that happened... Wait, draw one from Meshach happens first.
Yeah, before you ban to Daniel, yep.
And can I ban from hand?
Yes.
So then by the time we get to Michael's trigger, I'm able to ban in Servants, which I just got off of Meshach.
That works, yep. Alright. You know, I kind of like that humble.
Yeah, I didn't. It's really a pain for Daniel because he fixes most of my problems.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, well, I will.
Fact, as long as Daniel is in combat negating fortresses,
Yep.
Do I have dominant initiative?
Yep.
No, I'll second cover.
There you go.
And get my Son of God and that thing I was going to do before.
Yep. Seems good. Alright, well, I suppose I might as well try to do some stuff. Let's do... can I use any of your stuff? I don't think so. Alright, I'll block with the Deceiver. I will exchange to my deck here for Egyptian Rebel. And he will ban to the Highwayman, who will let me draw 3.
Very nice.
Got it. Imitate. Oh, that would have been nice before. Then I can ban to an Anti-Crimson Human.
Neutral cards are negated by Rizzo Wheeler anyways.
No, I was talking about one of the other cards I drew.
Oh, I see.
Let's see, you got lots of numbers. 5, 11, 17, 27, 29.
It's a big stack.
It's a lot.
I forgot my trigger. Oh well.
Yeah, I think I'm better off just calling it there. Well, actually, no. Let's do this. I'm gonna ban the Condemned Thief, and since your Bethlehem Stable is negated, I will take an enhancement from your hand.
Okay. You get to look at it and choose what you want.
Yep. Okay. Cool. Question is, do I want a good one or an evil one?
If you can use anything I got.
Let's take your Faith Unbowed.
Yeah.
And then I will... oh, you know what? If your neutrals are on, then you're complacent. I was restricting your second coming.
You're right. Yeah, we'll run all that back, I guess. Second coming in. This back here.
One of these days, it'll work.
There's no downtime on it.
Okay. So I believe it is my initiative then?
Probably the stack is large.
Yeah. I think that will do it. I will let them die. Probably didn't need to go for my Egyptian Rebel there, but And you can have... Negating my neutrals anyway. I guess we'll give you crowds.
Alright. Wall. The one thing I could do while Danny was in combat and fortresses were negated, if you don't mind me doing this now. I can accumulate wall. Or what, does Danny only get my evil characters as well?
Yes.
He does.
And then also it only works like while...
Window.
Or it only works when he's played. So like if he enters battle
true.
or if you put him back in territory, that's when you have the option to create.
There's just no opening for anything. But I'm still getting souls, so it's all good.
This is a fun board state we've got here.
Yeah. I think that's my turn then.
Okay.
In this scenario.
We'll draw 3. Alright, so the cross is not active. You are negating characters in my territory. Still my evil. Okay. So I will go to upkeep here. Let's do my Bethlehem Stable. Take my Magnifying Multitude. And then you are negating my neutrals, so my Imitate doesn't work. Alright. I would like to have my hero abilities, so I'm going to activate his sacrifice to discard Confusion of Mind.
Alright. Is that not prevented by, or being negated by my Res Revealer?
Oh yeah, it is. Yep, definitely is. Yep, I should have thought about that. Alright, well, that's unfortunate. I don't think that matters. Alright, I'm going to put down Golgotha, which is also negated. Yeah, let's put down Heavenly Host, Magnifying Multitude, and I will... Let's just go ahead and do this now while I can. Play Star of Bethlehem for 4. Wait, no, 5, I think, right? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Well,
no, it's just 4.
You got a chamber. You can do your Heavenly Host thing and mix it up.
Yeah, not with your Confusion of Mind out.
Oh, true.
So, yep, I'll just do 4. I'm going to reveal this Expelled from Heaven from my discard pile to underdeck your... let's go with Prince.
Alright.
And then I'll draw my 4. Got a Defiled. Okay. Let's put down another not very useful artifact. Put down the Strong Angel. Oh, I guess my Nazareth is back on, isn't it? No, it's hurting me.
Yeah, tossed my woes.
What's that? Yeah.
Yeah, because get rid of my woes.
Yeah, so that doesn't do much for me. Missing one card that would be helpful.
Add it to the field of battle.
What's that?
Oh, because you're Coliseum, I was saying all you have to do is add Nazareth to the field of battle.
Perfect, yeah. I'll get right on that. Alright, so I guess I will... I think that might work, but I'm not positive. Yeah, let's just do it. I'm going to play Glory of the Lord to restrict players from playing enhancements on characters except Lone Priest this turn. And then I will go to battle. I will attack with... let's see, just make sure that I've got somebody big. Yeah, okay. I'll attack with Gabriel, who will negate your thief, and ban to let's see, numbers. If I get up to 13, that should be okay. Let's just go with your Resurrection Revealer, which I think actually would work, because it's not considered an opponent's hero through Confusion of Mind since it's yours, but I can't search, so.
Nothing is turning off star in this moment, yeah?
Nope.
Let me look at your board to see if there's a trap I'm about to fall into. I believe I can do Sordid Spirit Shenanigans. Throw him down. I will put this on Magnifying Multitude. That looks irritating. I will
Seems good.
go. Or actually, I'm not able to fetch because I have Nazareth.
Oh, right, yeah.
So I cannot
Go to deck or reserve.
Sordid Spirit will not be doing anything. I don't think I have enough for this, because if I star, you'll just throw in with Magnifying Multitude, and that will just win.
That was the hope.
You don't have anyone big enough, or do you? Or do you? You turned off Thief with Gabriel, yeah?
Right, yep.
So I can messenger to your Sapphira, which is still not quite large enough, but I look at to draw cards.
Well,
which
let's
is
see. If you banned a Sapphira, then she would negate Messenger.
Oh. I guess I'll just draw cards from the scenario instead of
Sure.
rolling over. And this is the Brigades in Battle, which is 2.
Yep.
Okay.
And those would be from the bottom, I guess.
Oh, you're so right.
That is makes a huge difference in this case, since I think they were random, but...
All right. There's no humans out here banned 2. They're worth banning 2. I can't play enhancements.
Cool.
I think you just get the soul.
I accept.
You may have complacent. He's causing problems for me.
I wondered if you would do that.
Messenger will die.
All right. Well, let's put down Angel Chariots on Magnifying Multitude. And yeah, I should just do this now. Should have done this in my draw phase.
I didn't realize you could drop weapons outside of combat without territory clause.
Yep, yeah, you can equip them in territory during your preparation and discard phases. They just don't activate until you go into battle.
Good to know.
So I'm going to play my Woes as Evil to negate your Resurrection Revealer.
Fair enough.
Which I should have done in my draw phase this turn, so I could have used my Imitate and my His Sacrifice would have worked, but I was too late. Then I think... Yeah, I'm going to play Crowd's Choice as Evil to go to my deck.
Well, Nazareth is still going on, right?
Yeah. All right. That's going to be Crowd's Choice. It'll be good. All right, pass turn.
All right.
I knew there was a reason I wasn't doing that earlier.
Okay. I would Bethlehem stable, but Nazareth is a problem. I need... Wait. Was stopping... What did I need Res Reveal for? Like, what was Res Reveal to fix it for me? What neutral cards are... The artifact that you wanted to use. That's what the problem was. I think that's it. We will throw that cap into the stack.
Sure.
I will... I can't do that. We'll put Gabriel. These guys. I will take this step. Well, let me double check what I do before combat. I don't think I do. I can do my Heavenly Host and make a bunch more tokens.
That you could. You never know when you might need them.
Great. I'll just make some more of those guys. Then we'll take this stack. And go to combat.
Yep.
Things happening. I get to draw one. I get to draw one again from Cap. And I will play a dominant to finally get my second coming, Son of God.
Yep.
I will rescue Defiled.
Sure. Okay. Well.
And, this is from. I will lawless from the. Or wait, are you stopping when you're asked for reminders? We don't have to lawless.
My resurrection revealer is negated by your confusion.
Yeah, it's all right. I'm gonna lawless then.
Yep.
There aren't even that many cards in my deck. We'll just wait. I'll just reveal all.
Oh, sure.
There's not that many. I finished something.
Lost Souls and your Prosperity out. Oh, that's right. There's a rotation version of Prosperity now. I forgot about that.
I will nab the Red Dragon, which is the only evil card.
Yeah. Prosperity comes out there too.
Lawless can work through Nazareth, right? Because it's just...
Right,
it's not searching, it's just looking. Okay.
Yeah, it's just a reveal.
And then I will shuffle these cards.
Yep.
Where could they be?
I guess technically they just get underdecked, so they would stay in the same order, but it doesn't really matter.
Oh, well.
Okay. What can I do about all that? Because I could do that. All right, I'm gonna block with Judas, who is negated.
That's true.
We'll assume it's my initiative.
He's just a little guy after all.
He is just a little guy. I'm going to play my Wages of Sin, which is CBP because of Golgotha. So I'll go to my reserve for a card with a discard ability. I'm going to grab Lying Unto God. And then we'll send that to the bottom. And now's where I decide if I should save that.
Cap. Michael is tossing multi-brigade evil enhancements.
Oh, yeah. You're right. Okay.
Just
So that goes back to reserve. Reveal bottom. Yeah, okay, so that's what, 2?
Yeah.
Right. Well, that's not.
Nobody out here we can have to be killed by that.
Let's toss your. We'll do 2 on Daniel.
All right.
All right. Well, so that gets rid of that was actually just to get rid of the prevent the next enhancement part.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just so I can now play this enhancement, which is
Does
not
the
being prevented.
toss and prevent happen both?
Yeah. So
If it's prevented, is it still tossed?
it's if it's tossed, it's still considered played. So it's still the next enhancement, I guess.
But if it's prevented, does that prevent the effect of the tossing on Daniel?
No. Prevent is only the ability on the card. So
Okay.
it would the only way to like prevent or negate the toss would be to negate Michael, which he can't. So
cool.
I will play Mask of Vanity to get a draw 3. Got a Sad Salty. And I will not play the next enhancement. And Judas will die.
Very nice.
I will hand you the Salty.
I don't believe I have any further actions here. Well, my hand's quite full. I only have 2 in deck. Hand size is not large, so it's fine. I have nothing to search for in the deck. I could search for it. I can't access my reserve by any means. Am I evil negated? Yes, because of champion.
Yep, in territory.
So that is my. Oh, I should have turned my. Oh no, I need my cross off this round. That's my turn.
All right. I will draw 3. Out of harvest. Okay. Upkeep. My woes will stay on Resurrection Revealer. Stable does not get me anything. Yeah, I should have done that. My Imitate does work, but doesn't really matter now because nothing worth imitating. Yeah, I guess now that it's working, I will use that his sacrifice to discard your Confusion of Mind.
I believe that just happens. Yep.
Put down another artifact.
The scariest things in your heroes were CBB or CBN anyways.
Yeah. I don't think there's any reason to make tokens here.
Because you can.
Maybe. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Alright, well, I will go to battle here. And I will attack with Michael. The cool Michael that doesn't toss stuff.
The older Michael. Enhancements, CBN. No banding, no shenanigans, just Michael.
Just Michael.
Just Michael. 12-8. How does initiative work again?
So if
in mutual
in mutual or stalemate, it would be the initiative of whoever didn't play the last card in battle. So if you block and it's stalemate or mutual, then I would have initiative to play first enhancement.
Red Dragon effect is scary.
Yeah, Red Dragon probably won't help you as much here.
I'm saying Michael is a Red Dragon effect.
Oh, yeah.
It's just an angel Red Dragon.
Right.
then cost you a card. I will block with Terry, and I will just try to eat Michael.
All right. I will
Probably have silver card.
underdeck a card at matching brigade from territory, which will be.
Oh, right. It can be from territory.
Let's just do the strong angel, and I'll put him in chamber.
That was probably silly of me. I forgot it was from territory. I was hoping to get things out of your hand. That's fine.
Yeah. I mean, if my territory was also protected, my hand was protected, then that would have been good. But okay, so now, I assume you're not banding.
Been to a Roman? I don't think I have any Romans.
All right, cool. Then I will play The Child is Born. I will. I can't go to reserve. Let's band to. Not a whole lot of these really matter. Mostly just these two. So Expatriator is going to underdeck Terrifying Beast. Cannot be interrupted. And Gabriel will negate the Thief, and also, oh, I guess I can't go to do anything else with him either. So, yeah, we'll just.
I'm not going to overthink it. I think you got this.
Cool.
Take this enhancement that it won't look at.
Yeah, I got prosperity. Okay. I will pass the turn.
All right. I will draw the rest of my deck. I will turn my cross back on.
Mm-hmm.
And I will attack with the boys.
Them's the boys.
Can they be stopped?
Well.
To draw two, but there's not the other side.
Can they be stopped? Man. If Michael didn't toss things, then I think I'd have a way out.
Yeah. That's why he's here. It's all of those annoying interrupt, stop everything, everyone goes home. There's nothing you can do about it.
Right,
right. That's why he's here.
Yep. I will. I guess I'm going to ask for a Dominish. I guess I know that you don't have any other dominance left, but.
Other crosses up.
Nothing's stopping. Oh, I guess your distressed is.
You can have Dom initiative, but your dominants are restricted.
Yeah, I forgot to. Oh, that's what it. Yep. I didn't abandon my Resurrection Revealer, which would have. I think it's layered such that your distressed was out before, or while my Resurrection Revealer was negated.
I think so. Yeah, distress was one of my first.
Yeah. Oh. All right. Well, then maybe I wouldn't have had a way out, but I was hoping to at least get one more lost soul. Yeah, because yep, I needed to abandon my Resurrection Revealer on that last attack.
Yeah.
I just forgot about distressed.
What Dom are you trying to play?
I was just gonna play Second Coming to grab my Son of God, but.
Well, your Nazareth is still stopping that. Oh, well, while Daniel's turning it off.
Right. Yep. Yeah. Yep. If I I think that's gonna be it. I won't waste time here. But yeah, if it wasn't for Michael's Toss. Then I think my second coming, go back to Crowd's Choice. Do that as Evil to go to Reserve for Dragon's Wrath. And then I had
Interesting. Yeah.
Deceiver to Simon the Magician in Reserve. Oh, you know what? It wouldn't have worked because I have Peter in this deck.
Up to a single negate and discard.
I have Peter in here, so it wouldn't. Yeah, I was thinking that Simon would make Dragon's Wrath CBN, but yeah, I forgot my Peter turns him off. That's why Simon shouldn't be in here.
I see.
That's hilarious. Oh man, this was a game fraught with misplays.
That's fun on both our sides, I'm sure. I assembled this stack, and what can you do?
Well, I mean, the 5 dominance on turn 1 was pretty rough.
Yeah, it was a good opening hand. Things really in my favor.
Yeah, it's a good reason to play Mayhem, I suppose.
This is your deck I'm playing.
Right? Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking like I was in pretty good shape when I had 2 cards in hand and you were playing Mayhem, but then you just kept on going.
Yeah.
Yep. Found the star and yeah.
Cascade and just turn 1 star is really
Yep, and then activating the cross. That was
rough, everything came together.
Yep. So yeah, it was good. This defense was kind of one that I was wanting to try out more for answering the GOC offenses, like all the disciples and stuff, because if you're stopping there searching with Nazareth and then tossing their like strong enhancements with Colosseum.
I'd not played against the Nazareth before, and it was pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's I mean, it's a cool. I think it's one of the it's one of a few like parody cards in Redemption that's pretty fun to build around. You just have to. I don't know. I think that this deck could use a little work to not be relying on quite as much search as it is. Like I want to have enough search to be able to get to Nazareth on turn 1. But in this game, that didn't even work. I mean, I guess I did have it. I just didn't play it. Or no, I did have Nazareth on turn 1 because I did Resurrection in my discard phase. So yeah, it was just the fact that you mayhemed into Star into Woes.
Yeah. Well, also one of the things that I have to like deal with annoying things like Nazareth is Lost Child Pound in my reserve, but Nazareth is stopping me from even going to my reserve.
Right. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So I think if I had if I had gotten one of my answers to Woes earlier, then maybe I would have been in better shape, such that you could. I mean, I guess you can still do some searching during battle with Daniel, but
true
would have stopped a little bit of the other shenanigans. But yeah, and that Confusion of Mind is tough too. Like a lot of people aren't playing it, but I think it's especially in the Daniel deck.
Oh, it was because you were protected, so you couldn't.
Yeah, I couldn't discard, but even like really wasn't until later in the game that I had enough enhancements to really make it worth it. Plus, I was just waiting on getting his sacrifice out. Which,
in the test games we've done, I've never seen Josh not discard to Confusion of Mind.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's strong. Like it's tough because it takes up an artifact slot, but it's a very strong ability. So in a deck like the Daniel deck, you don't need too many other artifacts. Like you probably want the cross, which you can put on Golgotha, but other than that, like there's not too many other artifacts you need. So just having that set up all game is pretty good.
Yeah.
Especially if they have the hand protection down so they can't discard.
What I really like about the way that this deck works in general is that instead of needing a whole bunch of stuff in hand to like win rescue attempts, you just assemble this squad who wins by default unless they do anything about it.
Right, yeah. Yeah, which, I mean, I would have been able to do had in that one, or I did do, I guess, in that one battle, but I had to use like everything that I had.
Yeah. Your offense is really good. I don't think I had a single successful block against you, though, in this game. You were just tough tempo.
Well, let's see. Yeah, because I guess you got 3 rescues, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I played Son of God for one of them.
Yeah.
Oh, but yeah, you went first. No, I went
No,
first.
you went first.
But yeah, I went first, but you didn't have a lost soul
I didn't have a
to
soul
rescue.
first. Yeah.
Um,
It was an unlucky start for you and a very lucky start for me, I feel.
yeah, I mean, I feel like I caught up through some of the drawing. Like, I mean, I think I decked out. Yeah, I decked out the on my last turn there. But yeah, just the order of things coming up was a little tough. There were a few turns where I was sitting there with a few dominants in my hand, and I was like, oh, I need to be able to play these to kind of recycle or get some defense going again. But yeah, I mean I don't know. Maybe there's an argument for not using all of my defense in that one battle, but
yeah, we really dumped everything in that first one.
Yeah.
But the recursion you gave me of Expelled from Heaven, which I think I even reused. Yeah, it felt like you really just lost all of your shenanigans all at once.
Right. Yeah, and that's I think part of the problem with this defense is that like, my battle winners are, withdraw, bounce, underdeck. It's like there's not a whole lot that actually removes your heroes.
It's CBP, but I was able to just negate them.
Yeah, so you negate it, and then when I finally did get something through, it was just hypocrisy that bounced your Daniel Michael, and then they're coming back again next turn.
Yeah.
So, yeah, definitely need to figure out. I don't know. I did have so this is the Type 1 version of the Type 2 deck that I used at the Kentucky State Tournament, and so this was the first like Type 1 version or game that I've used with it, and I had what was it called, Strike the Shepherd, I think, in the Type 2 version, and I kind of like that with Simon the Magician because it shuffles all heroes. So if I can save some of mine with Chamber, then it's nice, and at least like gets rid of them temporarily, but still gets tossed to Michael, and it's also negatable, preventable, and I don't know. I need to figure out some more permanent removal, but Crimson doesn't have a whole lot of that.
Yeah, I've never actually. One of my other games in this tournament was also against a Crimson Thief deck, and it's like weird shenanigans, but it does feel a little fragile.
Yeah, I think the really like if I just need to get the Condemned Thief rolling and just try to pick apart your good enhancements, but your offense doesn't really need good enhancements to function.
That's
so that's where it falls apart a little bit when it comes to the Daniel deck. But,
well, good game.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we'll let's see. Oh yeah, all right. You posted the score already.
Yeah, let me fix my soul before I report my deck list. Where is it?
Seems like a solid idea. All right. Well, we'll catch you later. Have a good night.
See ya.